on to help you. I will very quickly summarize what we talked about last week, not last week, a couple of weeks ago. We started talking about the problems. What are the issues? What could be the issues that are facing the youth? And Dr. Yahya Jazakallah Khairan, he shared with us some of the statistics here in the States of what's going on with the youth, and so many other brothers and I believe sisters also, they participated with us. And we came, the problem that we looked at is some of these problems are premarital sex, drug and alcohol abuse, loss of identity. We are talking about peer pressure, especially at public schools. We are talking about some overall sexual behaviors that should be, amended. We are talking about the environment, being it in the masjid, in the school, and elsewhere, that's definitely affecting the youth. We are talking about some problems coming from the parents sometimes being the problem because they just they preach, but they do not practice what they are preaching. There's some kind of separation in there. Sometimes we have absence of parents. All of that, I collected the ideas and views of the brothers about the problem. Where is the problem? The diagnostics, if you like. And we talked about kids, youth being involved mostly in a virtual life that's not actual life, where they can see and get involved with so many other ideas and views, and they see things online. Parents need to get there to see what's going on. And we talked about so many other problems, pornography and violence and bullying and amongst other issues, and we talked about this. Now we need to talk about the reasons, the roots of these problems. If these are genuine problems, we are talking about why these problems are happening. We have to talk about that. And again, the point is not to pinpoint fingers at people or parents or family or the community. No. If we have to find a solution for our problems of our youth, we have to talk about them honestly. We have to bring them to the table and put them here without exaggerating very much, but at the same time without, pushing things under the rug and ignoring things. So we have to talk about things for what they are so we can find the right solution for that. I hope, inshallah, I have a mic here, and please, using your experience, your observation, your knowledge, mashallah, what do you think could be the roots for these problems? Why you are doing? Obviously, we're not. Alhamdulillah, overall, my observation is that we are good of a community. Alhamdulillah. Yet we have problems we have to deal with. Why youth would do drugs? Why youth would be involved in all of these issues, or some of them? Why? I hope everybody will participate as much as you can, but please stick to that. We don't want to keep going left and right about issues. The roots of the problem. Why do we have these problems? Could be from one of your experiences, one of your observations. You have seen something. We need to talk realistic and pragmatic in here. That was the question. Trying to answer the question. Why do we have these issues?
Assalamu alaikum. I'm saying this subject because I have really been involved with it. And why we have it, we presented the problem, now why we have it. Number one, I would say, and probably I'm going to learn from you too, because that's what I'm doing every day. Number one, I look at Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the main reason of his immigration, and I ask this question frequently, why? Not because of persecution of Mecca, no, to create the environment, to create what we call it a sense of community or government or dawla, or whatever you want to call it, meaning the environment. Here we brought our children as an immigrant, or we are born here, we have very powerful environment against our youth. So they are using drugs because it is part of the culture. Now, Part of the culture, legally and socially, marijuana is accepted. Part of the culture, homosexuality is accepted. And we have so many states approving that. So number one problem is the powerful culture around us, whether we like it. Number two, I would say one of the Greeks, which I mentioned that before, he said the way I write love in my dictionary is Time. His name is exactly that. He wrote a book, very beautiful book, Raising Positive Children in Negative Environment. A lot raising positive children in negative environment. He said time. A lot of community members here, I see them, they are professionals, working minimum 9 to 10 hours. They have very little time for their children. The average quality time given in Boston, Massachusetts for the children was on daily basis 10 minutes. And we are not different.
What about Panama City?
Panama City,
We have more time in the south.
I hopefully it's more time. The second problem is the time. It's really major issue. Number three, at least what I hear and what I hear, we connect a lot of stuff around us to everything except Allah. We should, don't do that because you know against it. Don't do that because it's not acceptable, not because of the culture, because of my Syrian background, not. But we should connect everything to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Of course, if you don't have time, you cannot connect anything. So we have to make a reference continuously. There's a third reason, which is very important, and which is number one. Number four, we have the peer pressure, which is a symptom and a cause at the same time. The peer pressure is so powerful, and as we know, a lot of children, they listen to their peers more than their parents, especially if you have, that's my point, if you have a blockage between parents and children. And I can tell you from Panama City, from across the United States, believe me, every week I have problems. I have problems between a parent, his daughter wants to get married to someone non-Muslim, or his child wants to get married, or his son wants to, and he says, all of a sudden, I'm surprised, I'm shocked. I tell him how much communication they have, how much barrier they have. We discover there is a major barrier. They don't communicate at all.
Close-minded.
Close-minded, or I dictate the situation at home based on my Syrian background. This is the culture. It's a major challenge. So we have to understand the advice of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He sent a messenger to Yemen. He asked him, what should I dress? He said, dress the way they are dressing, within the rules. Number five, I feel personally as parent, and as one of my daughters, she said, I wish you learned that earlier of my life, because I did not apply it, but I learned this time. It's really a problem. We learn math, we learn medicine, we learn everything, but we don't learn the marriage relationship or raising children. I learned from one of the sisters, which I really appreciate it till now, Sister Iman probably. She gave us a course here. I wish we can do it more and more. I am doing it. I have done it several times as an instructor. Raising children, parenting skills. Most of us, we are very professional in something we do. And most of us, we have not done parenting skills. How to take care of our children. It's one of the most important jobs we don't do. And I think for myself, how to take care of my grandchildren. It was one of the most useful course I have done in my life here in this mosque I done. Sister Iman probably did it for us. It was 6 weeks every week, I believe 6 weekends every week, 4 hours long, extensive, but it was really worth it. And who is the really author of that one? He is somebody from Georgia, Margeta, Georgia. He's a psychologist. But this has nothing to do with religion, by the way. Religion has something to enforce it, but it's a human disaster affecting everyone. This is the quick point about what are the rules, what are the problems underlying. Thank you.
Jazakumullah khairan, Dr. Yahya. Again, let's keep the talk going. What do you think is the problem? What are the problems? Let's talk practically in here, mashallah. Dr. Yahya. Give us a list of things, powerful culture around us that's affecting and could be causing problems to the youth. We have lack of time being given to the kids, and we have lack of linkage with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we have the peer pressure on the other hand, especially with the poor relationship with the parents. And we do have some kind of lack of training to raise our kids. Yusuf?
So I just kind of wanted to add on, and this is something that I know Sheikh has recently been starting. I know it's something that the board's been looking into, but
I'd like to try this one. Better.
That is
Should be.
that is providing a positive alternative. When we have a function or a group that works towards just having fun, just a group of Muslims together having fun, doing something, not necessarily like overly religious, maybe just getting together to go, like we went recently with the Sheikh, like canoeing or something like that, doing some kind of positive social activities, which can of course have religious things with it as well, learning about stuff. I just feel like that's another thing, just kind of outside of the family, just as a community, providing a positive social force or activity.
Okay. Jazakallah khairan. So the lack of that could be causing a lot of problems or disconnection, right?
I'm happy to go here. I think we're doing stuff. I'm not saying not.
Okay. All right. So as part of the social culture, right? Could be causing some problems.
I mean, not all the songs bad, but most
The bad
of
ones.
them, make you, I mean,
Right.
lead you to bad things.
Kamal, are you up to something? Yeah.
I wanted to say a few things.
Come on, please. Fadal. Yes. You don't want to be online? You're going to be famous. Say.
Just a few small things. I was going to point out. That one, I feel that a lot of the kids have a lot of time. I mean, these kids, they go back and forth to class, and that's not it. None of them carry jobs, they don't pick up and drop off children, they don't do a lot of work around the house. You're either hardworking parents or you guys have a lot of money. One or the other. My second point is, I was gonna say that
You usually forget.
one of them was that you have to keep your children too safe. You keep them too close or you can't let them have these problems with it or let them experience it and say whether they want to do it, yes or no. So that's just one small point. You're not letting them say how they react.
Overprotection or something.
I guess you could say that. Like once you leave certain on the dimension, people get tested and get hit hard. But that's the one thing. My third point is, I was gonna say.
Okay, let's take one round and maybe you can remember the couple of other points. Dr. Taman, we come back to you, don't worry about it. And we have some volunteers.
How often very important point. Brother Yahya came on with the cover everything. The technology nowadays, the technology is like double tool. You can use it, say what, and it can be a thing, that you have to see. Usually social media. Every kid is lead 4 hours a day in social media. So one is and see what they actually do. And what is having access to the vast world for each child very. And don't say I don't do this stuff, no, this, that, Facebook, no,
Social media. Okay, this one is, yeah, if you want to talk in this, you have to come here. Otherwise, you can send you the other one. Further, you want to come here? Okay. طيب اتفضل. أنا مبسوط جدا. جزاك الله خير. اتفضل.
I want to emphasize 2 points. One is when we address the youth, there is an age where they have lots of energy, and we need to channelize their energy positively. So if we don't do that, they will go into other activities. So Alhamdulillah, we are doing some programs here, but we need to do more programs like youth canteen or fitness, where we can utilize that time for them, and they can learn from that, and then they can have lots of fun from those activities. So those activities are important. Second point is, when it comes to drugs, most of the time our youth, they don't understand, like when it comes to marijuana, they think it's something which has like no side effects, nothing will happen, it's just a drug, it's a benign kind of drug. But we need to maybe have some kind of program, talk with them, and have a discussion on the side effects and what are the long-term effects from any drug. So we need to have some open discussion about the bad side, long-term.
Just thinking loudly. Why a child or a young person who's grown up in a good family, the masjid and anyway, so is it lack? Is it he's trying to see if
One of the answers I take frequently from the youth.
we're gonna work out if we, it's gonna be good, inshallah.
Yeah. This is a really good question, because I got the answers from different towns across the United States, like Georgia, Minnesota, California. This is last year. One of them, the feeling, which is strong feeling, natural feeling, belong to something. I want to belong to the group. Going to University of Georgia, and most people around me, I mean, they are not Muslims, and they are taking beer or they are taking marijuana. So outside, unless if you have strong breaks, strong value to prevent you from joining the group, then you'll be isolated. You have to have alternative. Or strong value, well, this is haram. And sometimes we have temptation. Even at the time of Rasulullah, one of the great companions, he was in love with liquor. Abu Mahtam al-Thaqafi. but that's an exception. So you need strong values. The third one, too, and the answer for this question, one of the mosques in Philadelphia, they came to the Imam, they said, Imam, I'm very tired of this Islam. Brother, they said, brother, tired. Everything haram, haram, haram. There is nothing halal. So, and they were selling marijuana inside the mosque. Because there is again, sometimes you go to some places and mosques, they don't have anything except haram, 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 and going home, and they did not give any alternative to the youth. And the last one which we are saying, some of us who are weak. How many of you know somebody who is named Muhammad called Mike? Fatima means Timmy. Oh, whatever. At least in my office, I have 15 friends. Their name is Saleh and Muhammad. They are all Muslim and by origin, and all of them Catholic right now. Catholic, yes. They all Catholic. Most of them from Syrian continent and Turkish. Two families from Yemen. They are Catholic. So they are weak. They don't need to be rich there. But they are weak in this environment. Unless you are really strong environment.
So they're trying to fit in, go with the flow.
Of course, and that's natural.
So unless we create that sense of belongingness, and it's not just an average, should be strong enough to withstand the currents of the society, the community, whatever is going on, the peers, right?
Why would you one of these stories? This is from Chicago. He was affecting Muslim community, and I hope we region with the sense of feeling, and that's what happened to another minority party.
Okay. Further. Sisters, please feel free to claim the mic if you have anything to participate. Oh, yeah.
السلام عليكم. I hope what we say is very good. But I will talk about two things actually. One, and I will go straight forward towards that sometimes you have to have a balanced person. And to have a balanced child, besides the education of your religion, and haram, 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 or halal, 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 okay, you have to educate him this way. But in the meantime, he has to be educated worldwide. What he knows, his parents should read the newspaper, and he needs to read the newspaper.
Nobody reads the newspaper now.
No, I'm saying
Outdated.
he needs to know what is the environment around him. He needs to become this value besides the religious value. That to know what is the society existing around him. This way he can actually evaluate his life and he knows what is the life of the world.
I think our youth are experts in what the society is like, and they go very deep into the society.
Yeah, that's one thing, but I mean, that is, I understand, of course, that is, the person, if himself is not good from inside, he will do anything. But it's still, if you build him and you try to educate him, and he educates himself, it will prevent him from doing a lot of stuff. That's for sure. If you leave him, if he's not مثقف, يعني he's not intellectual, he's not understanding, he's not reading, he's empty. He captures things wrong because he can't evaluate right. And I'm talking different from what you have been hearing before. Second part is the الخطاب الديني, the religious education to him, especially for the children, not for my age, not for your age. I'm talking for the young men. Sometimes they don't understand totally what we talk about, or if they understand it, we take it from the cover. They not really know what is deep inside what the knowledge we try to give, because we not give them the education in their level, at their level. They need to understand it in a way that is really became part of their faith. dirty man. But if we are giving them something and he's sitting and he really not understand too much about what is the history, what is what is Sira is, in, what is happening in depth, is he actually will be يعني superficial. I mean, in other words, he just takes things in a superficial way, and especially if the family also not inside the house, very strong religiously, he don't see a good examples in front of him, he will be the same way. He will actually not have a value to stand on it and to really to be a support for him.
So 2 points, if I may summarize: get involved with the society, know what's going on, and the second point, as far as giving them Islam in the right way.
Exactly, and the right education at their level of education. Even if I heard that in some community they have, I know that at least two communities, they giving two khutbah for the young people, and the one who address them as a young, who's of course knowledgeable, but if they try to educate them, not be sitting and with my great respect to what we hear here, sometimes the child, I mean the person sitting really, he grasps a little bit from what is being talked, what we talk about, and then he just go outside. He's not really have these values as we grow up in a society, the environment in the back home. I don't know if it's right or wrong, but anyhow, it was actually building us in a certain way, certain direction. Now here we are in America, and in this environment, you're born here, you married here, so you need really to be having this understanding of the environment you live in, and you don't have to afraid. I mean, sometimes we are captured, make the child in front of us inside the house. Don't shut this thing. I mean, this is not right. This is not wrong. It make him confused. Of course, you have to make him understand what is right or wrong, but also you don't have to, as Brother Reha said before, that you don't have to tie, the everything on him. He needs to be aware about what's going on around him. And I think that this will make him feel valuable. He make him feel actually he can act in the society he lives in. He raise his self-esteem. He make him, make him a good citizen, good child. Allah
If can I take one of the sisters and then come back to you, inshallah? 30 seconds. 29.
Regarding kids watching and listening, video. I could bring kids out today. My son and two friends. They talk about how can I go back and football class today. My son said it was so beautiful. It was about new music, and I was like, he was listening. So kids do
Jazakallah khair. Very good. He's going to give the khutbah next week, inshallah. Done? Allah yajzik khair. Allah yajzik khair. Sister. Alaykum salam.
Some of the points that I want to make are
And if I, please excuse me for interruption, if you just try to focus on the causes of the problem, the roots of the problem. That's if we have to come up with some kind of conception of what we're talking about or perception, then let's focus just on the problem, the roots of why these problems are happening. If that's what you're.
So in life now, there's so many things that we want to protect. For example, protect your investment, protect your house, protect your car, you have a plan for that type of protection. And I feel like when we look at the issue of children, our families, we don't invest the time.
That's the mic is not so good.
Plan that long time ago that so protect, when you believe, protect yourself and your family from a fire who's, who's like fuel and people. And so, how are we protecting our kids? I don't think so. First thing is, I don't believe that we are investing time in formulating a plan that protects our children. And that right there is, I think, the first call. When we make that plan, and that could be not a better relationship, make time with them. But that plan following it will help protect our kids, that's our biggest investment in the And then, you know, the question is posed, why do kids do things? We have constant representation and effective environment, food, health, a natural health. That all of these things have to be taught. Unfortunately, we live in a world where again, and that is really just that of the money and children are like the luxury of this life. But money is sometimes really the basic priority. And in some of the youth work that we've done there locally in Panama City, I've reached out to many of them and said to them,
Can you flip it the other way around? Flip it. Yeah. Don't talk straight to the mic.
that, your children need you. And the response that I received from many mothers who are very good and well intentioned is, I'll take whatever I need to take for this class, but I can't take it. And recognizing that your children don't necessarily need your finances, they need your presence. And when your presence is there and you build a reputation, a repertoire with them, a relationship, and then the last point that I'm going to refer to is the trust. The reason that a lot of youth, I believe, have issues is that they don't establish a level of trust with their parents, they can turn to them. And part of that is caused by cultural traditions. So, for example, if your child came to you and asked on a very basic level, what does this word profanity mean? Many parents will say, like, hey, change, don't use that word. Where did you hear that? And they'll be reprimanded. Or even if it's a word that is a mature word, mature content, can you tell me about this or that or the other? Or if your child says, I like so, the child is opposite gender. And in this day and age, these concepts of attraction are very easily ranged from a 2- and 3-year-old level. So when your 4- and 5-year-old comes to you with this type of statement, and I've heard it said many times, and you say, what are you talking about? You're so young. Or they ask about concepts that are way above their age, and you reprimand them for it. Well, that's probably going to be the last time you're going to come to something like that. So building a level of trust and what's considered shameful, and accepting, like some people alluded to earlier, that we live in a different time, we have to learn, even if it's not natural, learn how to create these differences and these questions. And sometimes that means asking people to support or being close to them, but that's not, and all
Okay, like the care. So, if I may summarize quickly, so just to put things on track. So yes, definitely, but I'm just summarizing what Sister said. She said, we don't protect our investment. Our kids are our investment. We have to have some kind of, as we do have insurance, to protect our investment. We need to protect our investment. As far as the things that cause problems, like this here, we have shaitan and bad company, amongst other things. In the side of the parents, they do not invest the most important thing to invest with their kids, which is time. You need to participate with the kids and give them time. And above all, we need to build some level of trust for this kind of channel of communication between us and our kids. And again, if I may echo one point in here, many of our events, most of our events that we are having now with the kids and for youth, especially younger ages, we require or at least highly recommend parents to join us, whether we are hiking, biking, playing, going to the beach, doing anything. We really need the parents. It's very important that they will be there, so they will not only tell the kids what to do and this is right, this is wrong, but no, now they will be playing with them, having fun with them. This is a goal in itself. Kamal was asking for the turn, and then I will come to you, or shall we start with, if you want? Please, تفضل. بعدين انت ان شاء الله. Yes, brother Yusuf, inshallah. But again, it's not about you, Haq. If we can keep it a little short and focus on the problem, inshallah, this way we're gonna give chance for everybody, inshallah.
Hello.
Alaikum assalam.
I think you are not going to invent the wheel. In order to raise a good child, then we need.
You're coming back, Kamal, right? طب تعال انت الاول. We're gonna take you first. طيب خلاص. اتفضل, go ahead.
We need to create a different foundation for that child in order to raise him based on our belief and our faith. Number one, the house itself, that is one of the foundation of the family. Number two is the school, where is the child getting his education. Number three is the community that the child lives and deals with. So that's why in the beginning when we came as immigrants to the United States back in the 1960s, our first topic thing we were trying to build a mosque at that time, just to get together and protect ourselves and teach our children if we can. But later, after years, we realized that mosque by itself is not enough. We need school to raise our children based on our belief and faith. So the cooperation between the house, the school, and the community is very important. So the child will not feel like he has double standard. One standard in his community, and the second standard when he gets with the big community in general, and the child gets confused because of this. That's why we have to concentrate on education. I don't mean by education it's only the school, but I mean by education here in the masjid and in the house, and a kind of cooperation between the house and the masjid and the school to educate the child so he doesn't have double standard. He understands something about Islam and his religion, then he faces different things in the life in general, and he starts to kind of compromise. And this is one of the very important things that we have to raise our children on. And that's all.
الله يجزاك خير, بارك الله فيك. أخي أدهم, تفضل.
You know, based on what you said, you were know the root cause, right? Can you-
Yes.
The root cause. So, you know, I agree with Dr. Rahman. You know, the upbringing, the young children are young. And if the seed is not planted from the early on, so if the kids start coming up to the house and seed, you know, it's easy for him to go the other way. Okay? Very easy for him to go the other way. So the seed needs to be planted early on, from the very, very beginning. And also the media is a big factor, making the kids confused. So when they see the media always attacking Muslims, attacking Islam, the kids, you know, you cannot really blame them because of the faith, you know. Then the kids are not big for that way too, just to be complacent, to be condoning the other side. So
But to be you know, kind of comprehensive also, it's not a problem that faces only the Muslim community or the Muslim youth. It's a problem that's facing everybody. Actually, Christians, Jews, everybody, conservative families, they almost share the same thing with us. We as Muslims, we have Deen or Islam is a very important part of our life, but they are faced with these. Everybody is faced with these challenges. Everything we're talking about right now. The media.
Muslims, we don't have enough research done on this thing because we live in a different world. We live in a society that they want to hear, they condone pornography, all that. And, you know, there has to be some kind of research done Well, because the neighbors.
What needs, I'm sorry for interrupting again, what needs to be done? This is going to be inshallah part 3. What is the solution? But now we're talking about what is the problem, what is causing the problem, what is the root of the problem, and you're referring to media and so many other things. If I may get concise answers, as concise as possible, what could be the problem? Are you done, Brother Adham, or you have anything to add? Allah yajzik khair. Brother Ahmed?
By the way,
Sorry, Yusuf, then you, inshallah.
by the way, he putting a YouTube and everyone talking from the floor and no one seeing anything. I think it's better for everyone to down and share.
طيب, everyone should come here, Ahmed. خلاص. This is the rule. If you want to talk, you have to come here, inshallah. Brother Ahmed, تفضل. inshallah. تفضل يا
Assalamualaikum. I just wanted to add to the fact that I feel like the parents don't create a good communicating channel between the kids, and they don't they're not very open with their kids with all the new the things that come out. They don't inform them of drugs, and they kind of shy away from those things, and they just don't want them to know. And I feel like it's very important for them to know, and whenever they start going off to college and they get introduced to this stuff, they don't know what to do. And it's very important to let them know, and so they can understand how to react at the time. And that's probably one of the main problems, is that the kids don't know about what problems are going on. They don't understand things that can face them out in the real world. They're mostly locked in their families and the communities and the masjid, and they don't understand what's outside, like drugs.
So educate them about the bad things too. This is bad, why it's bad, what is, how to face it, right? Just like somebody, before you throw somebody to the ocean or to the pool, let's say, you have to teach him how to swim first, right? Okay, very good point. Jazakallah khairan. Can we نختم حضرتك إن شاء الله. تفضل يوسف خلاص. إن شاء الله, if I call the name of somebody, right away come على طول خلاص. الأدب محفوظ والمقامات إن شاء الله. Please.
Okay, hopefully nobody thinks less of me for this. The problem is not addressing the tough question or questions, because I just noticed that the way we've been going, we've kind of been dodging kind of the talk about sex or anything like that, especially with youth. The way I've always understood it, I guess just the way I was brought up, was kind of when I was aware of it, then my parents kind of sat me down, kind of had to talk with me. But I say this because I've been teaching over at the school, and a few months ago, about 4 or 5 months ago, I was basically asked to give the talk, which was extremely awkward. Obviously, I'm not married or anything like that, but one question I did ask the guys that I was asking was, has your parents ever talked to you about this before? And all of them said no. That whenever they wanted to bring up this topic, their parents were just like, you're too young, you're not going to get married until you're in your 20s or 30s or something, so don't even worry about it. And I think that's the root cause why, obviously, like Sister Hiva said, and many of the other Ummahs also said, it's obviously something attractive to us. It's something that, people, their shaitan wants them to look into it. So you got, especially nowadays, you can just go.
Not only shaitan, it's naturally active.
Yeah. It's easy. I mean, you could, especially with the internet now, you can, 5 minutes or 5 seconds even, just start looking at, for example, pornography or anything like that. And I think, biting the bullet, biting the awkward moment, whatever, hour or two, while your child's 12 or something like that, when they first start thinking about it, to me, makes a lot more sense to give them that talk than having to figure out, when they're 18, that all of a sudden you're a grandparent or anything like that. This is the way it seems to me.
Okay, so open the hot file and talk about them and teach them.
Not dodging tough questions.
Okay.
I mean, in general.
I lost track of the term. Jazakallah khair.
Root problem, right?
Root problems in 35 seconds.
I believe also it's more visible now because the negativity about Muslim. I'm talking about the Muslim community. From what we see here, and it makes the kids also subconsciously don't want to belong to this awkward group, and they reach for something else. Allah Alam. Very quickly.
Okay. Jazakallah khair. So trying to fit in. Shayran. I'm sorry, inshallah. I'm glad to see. Alayhi salam.
I think one of the root problems is that as adults and as parents, we do tell our children that this is wrong, but we don't explain why it's wrong.
Okay.
I mean, the example that I can think of is when it comes to guys and girls interaction. In terms of the youth and like the friends that I hang out with that engage in such actions, they don't understand as to why it's wrong. I mean, if you go and ask some youth right now that are probably 13, they can't understand the concept as to why guys and girls can't be friends. It doesn't click and they don't understand. And the reason for that is because we emphasize so much on that this is wrong, but we never explain to them why.
Okay, and that comes back, I believe, to building the bridge of confidence with them, so they can talk about everything and they can, and part of it should come back to us. We have to educate ourselves. This is a lifelong process, not only actually about even your specialty, what you studied and what you have PhD on. If you stop where you are, you're going to be outdated. That's your specialty, let alone a deen. A deen is not, for many of us, very well educated, mashallah, but that's one of the areas that always you need to update your information and question them and read more. So you will be able to answer questions. That's why I'm telling you, I studied Islam just a little bit, alhamdulillah. My kids ask me questions, I have to think about that. I have to think about the answer. What is that? What does this mean? It's not that they are hard to answer, but I am not used to that question. We just learned this life. So we have to educate ourselves to give answers, but not only answers, convincing answers that should make sense, give examples. So when the kids are convinced, they will practice that and implement that rather than just being told to do that. Brother Tafsir.
Assalamu alaikum. I would like to comment about Brother Yahya, why is in many Muslim families become Christian. There is one reason all the problem we face here or any society. We have to look the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, how when he comes, he always emphasizes on building the family, and building the family is come with education, not just the money. You can't have the money. You can work 12 hours a day, earn a lot of money, whatever it is. The money is not the protection. You have to make it as a tool to build the base for your kids from early age. And Prophet Muhammad emphasizes Islam, teach Islam, not just to pray or do your practice Islam. It's not enough that. He taught them Islam also to the local Sahaba who went to other different parts of the world. They don't have the education and they believe the base. I mean, the Islam will not reach us, all of us. But we have to emphasize the problem we face, drug problem, sexual, all this kind of thing. We don't build base. You cannot stand up from nothing. They say in Arabic, فَقْدُ الشَّيْء لَا يَعْطِيهِ. Who doesn't have the thing, he cannot give it. You have to build in your kids Islam, they understand it and believe in it, practicing it in their life. They can stand the current, the hurricane coming toward them, and it's going to blow them up. This way, I know in my family who came immigrants like over 100 years, all of them decimated, all of them Christian, or some of them maybe one or two practice Islam, all the whole family gone. Because what the family is not concentrated in the basic thing, what my kids are going to face. And do not plan for just you, about yourself. We have to plan for our future children, not just the generation who born here, the generation who come after them. Also, there is a base they can stand on it. We will build this base. All of us lost. I mean, that's what we have to look to Sirat the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, how he built generation, stand the hurricane, they came after them. I mean, look Al-Baqarah when he faced the people who doesn't want to pay zakat, time. I mean, he stand and let Islam stand on its feet. Same thing with the children. They want to face drug problem, we have to tell them how to face it. If they want to face sexual problem, we have to face it. Or they have to, and harassment in the school, have to face it. It's not just, I mean, just let it go. I mean, it's a lot of investment time. Mother and father have to work one team. It's not one-sided work like an enemy. Everybody pulling different rope and the whole family start functioning. And I hope we learn the lesson. I mean, build a base. If you don't have the base, you cannot stand.
Jazakumullah khair. If we have anybody who wants to participate in what, give us one item or something. Brother Abdul Aziz, you have something? Quick items, inshallah, so we make it not very long, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam.
What is the root cause of the problem? I think that the situation comes from our giving more credit and not realizing the credit that we give to America itself, which confuses the children. You credit and utilize America in one setting, and then you turn around and say, well, then there's so many problems with America. We give America more credit for our moral standards, which does not exist in this country. This is a country that is taking us to a facade and family ties. They legalize alcohol. They legalize homosexuality. They commit economic facades on countries like Cuba for so many years, and we utilize, and we accept this, and we utilize this country for the things that they do that are wrong. And then when we look around, our kids, our families, in the past, our families and our children are growing up in the society. And then we just giving America a little bit too much moral credit, and that country is not deserving of that particular credit.
Okay, countries, what makes a country is not the country itself, is the people. And people, that's communities. So what morals, what makes, if that's how you look at certain country, X of country, you look at it this way. And maybe other people will look at it as great. What really makes a country great or not great is the people. And like we people, right? This is the we people. We can make that culture or that, take the lead on things. So as at our level as a community, I think if families come together, they can, even if we live in a society that's pulling in one trend or one direction, we can form that kind of environment that at least would, help us stand that, inshallah. Dr. Yahya is going to be the last one, inshallah, unless anybody wants to say something quick, inshallah. So,
say a couple of minor issues actually. It's really minor, but I noticed it has special value in some Muslim community. Number one, they said in Arabic language, poverty as well as youth and money. Some of the Muslim community, they have been inflicted by the wealth, meaning the youth, they have access to the wealth. As a result of that, it is easy to commit any crime. Panama City is one of them, Detroit is one of them, Chicago is one of them. They have the money, and because a lot of professionals, they have no way to say to their children no. They are not accountable. And Panama City, by the way, is one of them. And I have seen a thing. The second one, marriage. I'm talking this is minor issues, the biggest earlier. Marriage. There was a study about Indo-Pakistani and Muslim, I'm talking about Indo-Pakistani Muslim. Marriage, the average wedding costs 60 to 80,000. So for the youth, it is a major challenge. It's easier for me to go somewhere else to get married. It is whatever you want to call it, show off, culture, whatever. But it is a major problem for the youth. That's another thing. The third one, in some Muslim community, poverty can push you into the wrong direction. But the one I have been dealing with is the money itself without accountability for the professionals. They compensate for the guilt of lacking the time by giving money. Thank you.
جزاكم الله خير. دكتور حق تفضل.
One of the root problems, I think, is the lack of realization by the parents. Because such an important discussion today, and you can see more than two-thirds of the parents, they just left. So many of the parents, they don't realize until it happens to their children. When they are looking around, they will say, okay, it's happening to somebody else. But when it happens to them, then it's kind of too late.
Okay. Inshallah, we have a lot of discussions, but let me just quickly put together, and I'm sorry for anybody who raised his hand and we couldn't get the time to take the participation. So the why these problems, or what are the roots of these problems? In the beginning, we have Dr. Yahya saying that Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam migrated mainly to create the environment that would produce that generation to take Islam to the next level. And the environment factor is so important. We have around us a powerful culture. We have the time factor is very, very important, that parents need to give time to the kids. At the same time, we have the lack of linkage with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we link many things in our life not really with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We have the peer pressure, which affects people very much, and at the same time we have poor relationship with the parents, and that opens the door for kids absorbing a lot of things from the wrong folks around them. We have also the lack of training on the parents' side to raise their kids. I'm not gonna mention everything, but just putting together some highlights. Brother Kamal, he said youth, they do have time. They have time, and not having, what elders or what parents will have to do. They have jobs, they have this and that, but kids or youth, they have time, but they don't have much to do other than the school. Sometimes also overprotection, and not really make them equipped to face and be through issues themselves that cause them to break down at the face of any problem they are facing. Dr. Tamam, he highlighted the social media effect, and with just a few clicks, the child or the young person can be in connection and in contact with anybody and seeing anything and absorbing any ideas online. Dr. Haq said we need to get them busy because they have the time. And Dr. Yahya also highlighted the problem of go with the flow, the kids trying to fit in. They see being them in a college or any group or circle, and they see them following certain ways, and we have many things now become the norm, become the acceptable things that are not right. So they try to fit in and they do that. Brother Midhat, he highlighted the item or the idea of getting involved. We need to get involved, deeply involved in the community, and we need to give them the education that's suitable with their level. Sister Hiba, she highlighted the fact that we have to protect and kind of ensure our investment in the youth and use every measurement to do that. Knowing that we have a lot of enemies like shaitan there and bad company to negatively affect the youth. Time and participation with the kids on the parents' side is very crucial and important, and nothing can compensate for that, not the money, not anything. It's just time and quality time being given to the kids. She also said that we have to build some level of trust so they can feel comfortable enough to come and talk to us and ask us questions. Dr. Qinawi, he highlighted the importance of a collective process between the masjid, the school, and the house to overcome all the problems that could be facing the kids. Mashallah, Brother Qinawi, the grandfather, and now Ahmed Qinawi. After that, he highlighted the fact of educating the kids about the bad thing and making them being equipped to face, the society and those issues, knowing what this thing is, what is the bad side about it, and how to deal with it. Brother Yusuf Ibn, he talked about around the same thing, talking, opening all the files and talking about all issues and not pushing anything under the rug, because they will, if you don't hear it from you, they're gonna hear it elsewhere in the wrong way. Husayram also, he said that we teach them that this is wrong and this is wrong, but we never explain to them why this is wrong or this is right. Brother Taysir, he said we have to have a basis. Many times we have no basis to build up on. Foundation is the most important thing. And Brother Abdul Aziz also participated that the powerful culture around us, something to that effect, is negatively affecting the youth. I am putting it in my own words somehow. And Dr. Yahya concluded by poverty and wealth could negatively affect the youth sometimes. And Dr. Haq also, he said the lack of realization on the parents' side, lack of realization of the reality of their kids, what they are doing, feeling that fake, maybe fake sense of security that it's not going to happen to me, that could also or may also be there. So inshallah, we keep talking about that, and in the end, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect our children and our kids and our youth and protect us all and give us guidance and give us direction and give us hidayah in this life. Allahumma amin. جزاكم الله خيرا وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى اله وصحبه وسلم.